Hey there kind people, it's me Eunbin. Welcome back to my review of Boys to Planet. Well, I know I'm late, but there is nothing I could really do. I had very little free time lately. I even had to watch the episode in 3 parts, so forgive me for being late because it's going to happen again. Anyway, episode 3 as expected was a killer episode. There wasn't a single moment that was boring. We got a lot to talk about, so let's start from the beginning. It starts with K and C meeting each other and then they revealed a ranking based on the previous round where Yumeki was the first and Heechan was the last. That totally doesn't make any sense. He is a all-rounder, I'm talking about Heechan by the way. He can sing, he can dance, he can even rap. Plus, he had a pretty high rank in Project 7, so his ranking doesn't make any sense. Anyway, based on the ranking, they get to choose their teammates. But the teammates have to be within their level, and depending on the level difference, the benefit point vary. Like if both teams are from same level, let's say All-Star versus All-Star, the winner gets 100k points. However, if it's an All-Star versus 2-star and 2-star wins, they get 200k. And if it's All-Star versus 1-star and 1-star wins, they get 300k points. It's kinda like high risk, high reward. It's also a great motivation for 1-star team. They can really turn the table with those benefits. After that comes the line distribution. I will mostly be covering performance by performance. Like if I talk about S class, I will start with the line distribution, then the practice, lastly the performance. After that the next performance, same format. Since this episode only showed 3 performances, I will just go over those. Although the line distribution for all the teams was covered in this episode, I will talk about them in details next week. But I do want to touch on one thing, the friendship between Sangwon and Leo. Leo is really supportive, it's like he wants to debut but Sangwon has to be with him. I really like that trait of his. That's true friendship. I want to see them together more. You will know more about that later. However, I do have a concern. I didn't follow 10A much, so I don't know if Sangwon and Leo left before Junil joined or if Junil left before or maybe something else entirely. I have no idea. If any of you know, please let me know. But it's clear Junil isn't that close to them, or maybe Mnet just doesn't want to show it. They barely give Junil any screen time. He only gets like side comments for a few seconds. They don't even want to show that someone else from 10A is here. Like when Yumeki picked both Leo and Sangwon, someone said he picked both 10A. Well, he didn't pick all of them, although he wouldn't been able to pick Junil anyway since he was in 2-star. But still, if I were in Junil's place, I would be really sad about that. I mean, the audience is the same too. His rank dropped a lot, while the other two were in top 8, he's not even top 30. And I get it, he's not my pick either since I haven't seen him perform, but honestly that's mostly Mnet's fault. They could have done something like they did with Eunbin and Matthew, how they trained together and met again under different companies, then both of them debuted. So yeah, it's obvious they don't want Junil to debut, but fans should be different. If I had known him from before, I would have stuck with him till the end. Anyway, let's move on to the actual performances. The first performance was S-Class 1-star team, so I will start from there. In the line distribution, they introduced a system where the leader gets to choose the parts, including the killing part. In other teams, they did voting and all that, but here Minjae being the leader actually took full advantage of it. He picked the killing part for himself and assigned the rest of the parts too. It was clever and honestly it was almost perfect. He figured out who would do which part best, except for the main vocal. It seemed like Lynn Lynn wanted to do vocal, not rap, and we saw him do great in vocal in Project 7. He definitely could have done better than Huijun. One thing I have noticed about Lynn Lynn, he always gets shadowed. In Project 7 and here, he always a side character. To fix that, he needs confidence. If he gets just a little bit more confident in his skills, he will do a lot better. Now about the main vocal. I felt that the role should have been changed, but Minjae was a good leader. He tried his best to correct every mistake Huijun was making. He stayed right by his side till the end. As for the performance, if I had to describe in one word, it would be Minjae. His energy was unmatched. Rest of the team was decent, most of them were average. Hyungso was great, his voice totally sounded like Kangmin's. Huijun couldn't perform well on stage either, but Minjae carried the stage. His expression, his movement, he covered up his teammates' mistake. Hyungso was the only one who I felt matched his energy. After that comes the S-Class All-Star team. Their story was pretty generic. Yunu wanted main vocal part, but since it had a rap section, they decided it would be better if he didn't take it since he is not that strong in rap. That made him lose confidence. Everyone else was doing their best except him. But of course someone comes and motivates him and then he starts improving. It's just your typical survival show storyline. Although I'm surprised they didn't show anything about Kangmin's broken hand. As far as I know Mnet, they love to dramatize that kind of stuff. If he had messed up or made one mistake, they would have made a big deal out of it. But since he did well with a broken arm, they didn't even give him a single word of praise. But he didn't need the praise. That's how good he is. I don't know what aura he has, but at the most points it felt like he was the leader, even though he wasn't. And when he got on stage, it felt like he was the center, even though he wasn't. There wasn't a single moment where it felt like he was wearing a sling. It felt like it was just part of his style. The other members were good too. Everyone had their moment to shine, which was lacking in the other team. Jiahao had really few lines, but even then he caught my attention. His moves were super clean. Now I remember why I liked him in Mnet 1. Junmin did his job well as the center. I compared him with Minjae and I feel Minjae was better. Even Kangmin and Minjae had the same part, and like the other viewers, I felt Minjae was exceptional, but without comparison, Junmin's performance was enjoyable. Son killed it with his expression, his voice even improved a lot. I really impressed with him. He also really supportive throughout his teammate. This team's rap was better than the other teams, so overall performance wise, All-Star team was better, but Minjae was the best out of all 16 who performed S-Class. Next team was Plot Twist All-Star team. They had a similar story to the S-Class All-Star. Xinlong wanted to do S-Class since it fit his image, but because of his team, he chose Plot Twist. Then he wanted to be the leader, but didn't get picked. Then he wanted the killing part, didn't get it. Then he wanted to be the main rapper, failed there too. In the end, he got 5 seconds of lines. On top of that, he wasn't comfortable with the concept. I can understand his feeling, it was such a bad luck, and as far as I remember, he had the power to choose the song, but he still went with what the team wanted. That shows his good side, and when he finally got comfortable, he did his best. Yeonso deserved credit for helping him feel comfortable. There was a wholesome big brother little brother relationship that formed. It was really sweet how Xinlong treated Yeonso and how Yeonso helped Xinlong regain his confidence. Their moments together were the highlight of the episode, although their performance wasn't. I don't blame them though, I personally don't like the original song, it's too sweet, I like spicy things. We didn't get to see the other team's performance this week, so I can't compare them, but comparing the other two we did see, this one was my least favorite. But again, I don't like the original, and I mentioned in my previous video the whole familiarity bias thing, like if you know the song, you will probably enjoy the performance more. So that could be the case here. But only person I felt really stood out despite me not liking the performance was Huijun. He is the only one I remember. That says a lot, he made an impact. The rest were forgettable. Well, it feels like MCND is onto something. If Win also end up doing the same thing, then it will be clear they were trolling during audition round. Anyway, with that the episode ends. We'll get the rest of the performance next week. In the preview they showed that Anshin messed up the performance, but it's still 50-50. Either they are showing that he did but the actual story is different, or he really messed up. Anything could happen. Either way, after episode 3, here is my top 8. First Heechan, second Heechan, third Yumeki, fourth Anshin, fifth Ganwoo, sixth Leo, seventh Sangwon, and eighth Minjae. Although I'm putting Heechan and Heechan in my top 8, I don't want them to debut. I want them to make till the final for sure, but I'm sure DKB won't survive 2.5 years without them. So the other two who would be in my top 8 if I remove Heechan and Heechan would be Jiahao and Heechan. But I also want to mention some names I like and wouldn't mind seeing them debut. Kangmin, Xinlong, Huijun, Lynn Lynn, Masato, Fan Jae-yi, Junso, Sun Hongwi, and Donghun. Anyway, that's all for now. I will see you guys in the next week. Until then, have an awesome life.